All right, so tonight's SmackDown, that is of October 29th, 2021. Mostly, if I'm being honest with you guys, and you guys know I like to be 110% real for y'all. For the most part, this was low-key a boring show. Now, don't get me wrong, SmackDown is still the A show, in the WWE. But as far as tonight goes, it wasn't your typical SmackDown. Roman wasn't even on the show tonight. I thought he would be at home, with his kids getting ready for Halloween, but he was actually in a dark match. I saw it online, so he was at the show tonight. He just wasn't on live. But, anyways, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get into this SmackDown review. We kick things off with the woman herself, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte, she talks about how things have changed. The more they stay the same, just goes in how she's the face in the company. She's the number one draw and all this stuff, and just praising herself in front of the crowd. Now we get Sasha Banks comes down, and Sasha Banks is like, she laughs at the idea of Flair being a leader. No one's buying it. She's like, Flair knows what she wants. She wants her title shot. Sasha wants a title shot against Flair. And that's where Shotzi comes out. That's right. Shotzi Blackheart comes out to the ring. Blair launches her missile in the ring, and basically she's like, I want that title as well. So Michael Cole on commentary confirms that Charlotte Flair versus Shotzi Blackheart will take place, and it will be a championship contenders match. And for the most part, this was actually a pretty good match between the two. Shots actually dominates for a little bit against Charlotte, which was really cool to see. With Shots being a new face on SmackDown, Sasha tries to come in and help and stuff, but of course, in the end, like she was trying to come in and help Shots and stuff, but of course, in the end, Flair gets the win. Sasha comes in the ring, tries to help Shots back up. Shots attacks her. Like, she's attacking her and everything. She throws her in the in the ring and everything, all around, just everywhere, man. Throws her in the tank. I mean, just going in on Banks, and welcomes her to the ball pit. So officially, and of course it was reported, Shotzi Blackheart, because it's Shotzi Blackheart, is officially a heel on SmackDown. Sasha is now a face now, which is crazy because she was literally just a heel a few weeks ago. And now she's face again. She's turned into the Big Show where are you going to turn face, heel, but all jokes aside, hey, it's something, even though I would have loved to see Shots as a babyface. Hey, if this means that she could be getting an even bigger push and a bigger opportunity on SmackDown, then I'm all for it. Now, we see Adam Pearce talk about his attack from Brock Lesnar. He wasn't on the show tonight. He was at home. But he was like, what Lesnar did was disgusting. And because of this, he will be getting fined $1 million. So, of course, Adam Pearce was not happy with the actions of Brock Lesnar from last week. And, of course, that's where Heyman and Caleb Braxton, and Heyman's like, it doesn't matter if Brock is here or not. Roman is still the A-star. He's going to still beat up Lesnar and, all that stuff. So we get an open challenge. Drew McIntyre comes out. And who is it? Mustafa Ali. These two have a solid match, to say the least, before Drew McIntyre applies the Kimura lock for the submission win. Drew gets the W. And after Drew leaves, Ali cuts an interesting promo. Well, it's your typical anti-American promo where, you people root against him because his name is Mustafa Ali. That's basically what Ali says, and he drops the mic as the fans just booing him. A lot of fans online were not too happy about this, saying, oh, here we go again with this whole Muhammad Hassan character / gimmick. We've seen it before. We don't need to see it again, basically. Now, we see after we see the coming soon vignette for Exile Lee, we see King Woods comes out, basically helping his friend out, his boy Kofi Kingston out, and gives Kofi Kingston the Order of the Golden Unicorn. So of course, just because Woods got the king, doesn't mean he can't help out his boy. Speaking of the boys, the Usos come out. This is pretty cool to see because usually when you see the Usos, you think of them as Roman's lackeys, but actually in this case, the Usos were on their own tonight, which is pretty cool to see because remember, the Usos are the Usos, and they come out and they're like, "What are you guys doing out here, man? Like y'all are ridiculous. Like, come on now. Like we run this show now. We the ones. We the Usos. We run this brand." And this leads obviously to the Usos and the New Day being the main event for tonight. Next, we had a Trigger Street Fight tag team match. Player Rick Boogs and the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus Happy Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss. 24/7 champ Reggie comes into the ring with the other superstars that were catching to him. We see these two men attack Boogs, which turned out to be Angel Garza and Humberto Carlito. And because of those guys, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss get the win there. I mean, it was solid. I mean, it wasn't the best. It was solid. You know, Halloween. Got to do your Halloween trick-or-treat fight. So, I mean, it wasn't that important, you know. So, yeah, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss get the win there. Now, we see Naomi versus Shayna Baszler. Naomi and Shayna Baszler fight, and of course we see Sonya Deville come out. Sonya Deville, Naomi, been feuding quite some time now. And we see Deville comes out, and because there's an issue. She forgot to mention who the referee was supposed to be. Well, the referee who was supposed to work the match was injured by Brock Lesnar last week, so Deville steps up to the plate and decides to take control and becomes the referee. And Naomi and Baszler fight for a little bit. Naomi hits a big kick. She springboard, misses a little bit, botches a little bit. But, with this, Baszler and Naomi tangle on the mat, and Deville counts a very quick pin to give Baszler the win. So, Baszler gets the win there, and Naomi gets applied the cue to cut the clutch. With Deville heading to the back. So, of course, Deville just making Naomi's life on SmackDown so far an absolute living nightmare, an absolute hell. Now, we get the main event. SmackDown Tag Team Champs, the Usos versus the New Day. What a rivalry these guys have been. Again, love this rivalry. One of my favorite tag team rivalries to this day. It's just really cool to see them back again, running it back tonight on SmackDown. But for the most part, it was a really good match. But of course, in the end, man, Woods takes advantage from the attack from Kofi, rolls up Jimmy, and they get the win there. So that was SmackDown. And like I said, for the most part, SmackDown, it's kind of boring tonight, honestly. I'm gonna be real. Like I can't sit up here and say, oh, it was a great show just because it's SmackDown. If it was a boring episode, it just was a boring episode. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Honestly, if you want my opinion on what the best thing out of SmackDown was tonight, you see in the thumbnail, shots attacking, beating up Sasha Banks. That was probably the best thing that came out of SmackDown tonight. So that was my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will be doing an appreciation video coming out, most likely Saturday or Halloween. On Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. Remember to subscribe to the channel. This has been the Kid, DC Wrestling, and so yeah.